Beautiful. It says we are streaming now. I think we have success, Tracy. You never know.
Wonderful.
Yeah. It's always the techie stuff of just lining and streaming. Welcome, Tracy.
Thank you, Tosca. It's lovely to see your face and hear your voice.
Oh, absolutely. It's nice to hang out again, even though we just hung out last weekend. It's always nice to connect and have more delicious goddess conversations. So before we actually start, just want to give everybody a little bit of intro. Tracy has just completed the 8-week online Joyful Goddess program, and there has been a true deepening and awakening and shifting and beautiful changing, as it always is in the lovely Joyful Goddess. So I'm going to whip it over to Tracy and let her share with us how her life was before and how it is now for her.
Okay, so before I started living a life that I can honestly say had no balance in it, no healthy balance. Now when I look back, I realize I can describe it most succinctly as I was running on a treadmill and there was no timer set. There was no end to this session on the treadmill. And I was just, and there was no reasoning for it. There was no goal. I was just caught up in life and going as fast as I could. I got to that state, I guess, by being, a fairly high functioning person, very productive. And I developed, bad life habits, bad work habits. I had this monkey on my back, and that monkey, I love that terminology. I've never used it before, but when Brad spoke about it a couple of weeks ago, I thought, it really is a wonderful way to describes a situation. And this monkey had been with me for a long time. And I had given this monkey a lot of energy, and it really thrived on the bad habits. And it was a circular situation where I developed all of these bad habits, and the monkey was there cheering me on because it suited him very much. I was really struggling with a high workload at work and also a high load of work and responsibility at home. I knew I'm a smart woman. I knew what needed to change, what needed to be done to stop this vicious circle.
Yeah.
But I think I actually I'd forgotten to think about where I wanted to be. So I probably didn't have the motivation or the reason to stop the cycle, to do what I knew needed to be done. So I just stayed on the treadmill and kept going. So a few weeks before the course started, my dear friend Nicola, who you've done a live with, she contacted me and said that she was thinking about doing this course and wondered whether I'd like to join her. She wasn't able to really tell me much about the course, but she did say that she'd known you for a number of years. She knew the research you'd been doing. She knew how much study and how much passion you had in this area, and that she respected all of those things and felt that and was drawn to doing the course. I surprised myself in that I didn't say, oh, I just don't have time, or I don't know how I would fit that in, or what I said instead was, when is it on? How does it, what's the timing?
Yes.
And look, Saturday afternoons could be a bit tricky. I need to wait for the soccer draw to come out to see, where I'm taking kids on a Saturday afternoon. So I also had a little thought of, I don't know what the structure of, is this going to be like a pagan women worshipping session? Even though I think there's a place for that. I kind of need a little bit more structure and framework in what I do. But having said that, I acknowledged that it could have been, and I said yes. I was open to, if that's what the change needs to be, or if that's how I bring about change, that's going to be how I bring about change. So I started on the journey, and I'm really grateful to have been given the opportunity. Right at the start of the course, we did a little exercise. I don't want to give away what's involved, actually. I'm going to be very careful with what I say. Because for me, a big part of it has been just trusting. And, it's like when you see a movie that you've heard nothing about, and it's the most wonderful movie, and you're just taken on this magical journey. That's what it felt like for me. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't look into it, and I went on the journey and loved it. So right at the start, you did an exercise, and in it I saw myself. I saw my goddess self, and I really liked her, and I really missed her, and I realized how long it had been since I'd let her be, the driving force in my life. I immediately felt very open to change, probably like I hadn't. It was probably the missing element. And pretty much straight away, magic started to happen, Tosca. I had a woman who I'd known through soccer, one of the soccer mums, contact me and say, basically, I really like you. I love chatting with you on the sideline. Can we spend some time together outside of soccer? She was a woman who, very like me, very busy mum, big job, and was really feeling the need for connection outside of being on. Basically, she wanted to get off the treadmill for a bit and spend some time together, and so be with women that might support her and that she'll enjoy speaking to. The other amazing thing that happened for me is, sorry, I feel like I'm speaking a lot, but I'm going to give you a bit of background here.
I asked the question, so we're getting it, which is awesome.
About a year and a half ago, or a bit longer than that, there was a restructure at my place of work. And it was a restructure that left me, it was devastating for me, because it left me, most of all, it left me feeling disempowered. I'd been moved into my role had changed, and I hadn't had input into it, and I didn't feel like having no input or zero control over the situation. So I actually did go and speak with an agent about work. And I'd said to her at the time, look, I'm not looking to bail out of this job. I hope I can work through this and get back into feeling like how I want to feel at work. But I just want to let you know where I would like to see my work life going. What's my ideal? I said to her, please don't contact me over every job that comes up. I really just want you to listen and contact me if the right job is out there for me. Thankfully, she didn't contact me about every job that came up. And actually, I hadn't heard from her. That was the last time I spoke to her. I'd also had some changes in my personal life, and I was really struggling with how am I going to reduce my workload so I can have a better life balance, basically.
Yeah.
So this was the second bit of magic that happened. Out of the blue, I hear from this agent. And of course, the monkey on my back.
Yes.
Jump in, and my initially I started to respond with, no, look, I've actually made a lot of changes. I've worked on this with my bosses at work. I'm heading back in the right direction. But then I remembered, no, I actually can't sustain this workload. I know I've got to change. And I said, I said to her, I need to reduce my work hours. I can't go into another full-time role. We worked through that. She responded with, yes, they're open to discussing for the right person, a part-time role. And long story short, I have now moved into that role. Major change in my life.
It changes.
In many respects, logistically, a major change in my life, but the process I went through in deciding to explore this role with her, what I gained, the way I grew during taking the path for the joyful goddess, meant I was able to work through that in a way that supported me rather than everybody else. And I was able to make the decision, which was empowering.
Yeah. How big is that?
Yeah. I'd given myself permission to use the tools you talked about, used the reflection, to act on what I knew needed to happen. And I guess in answer to your question, so there's been a lot of change. I have had a huge amount of personal growth, but I want to say, I was thinking about it this morning, to describe the difference between my life then and my life now. Yes. I think probably at about the midway mark of the course, maybe about week 5, one of the ladies I was talking about something, and Jo, I think it was, said, Tracy, I'm looking at you now. She said, I went back to one of the earlier sessions, which you recorded on Zoom. And she said she wanted to watch it. There was a particular thing she wanted to look at. And she said, and I'm thinking about what you were like in week 1. And she said, I'm listening and looking at you now. And she said, I want to know, who are you? She said, you've changed so much. It's like speaking to a new person. So thank you, Tosca. That's the gift you've given me. And the other goddesses in our circle have all contributed to that for each of us.
And absolutely acknowledging you on your massive change and journey, and also all the other sisters, all the other goddesses in the group. Like, it's collective sister wisdom. We grow the container, we grow the wisdom, and we support each other. And that in itself is just magical and potent. Yeah.
You've created this program with all of your passion and knowledge and the huge amount of research that's gone into it. You've created it as a platform, and you're a pivotal participant, as facilitator, and you bring yourself, and you're so special. But every participant contributes greatly, and it's one of the most amazing things about the program, that special thing about women, that we can complete a circle, and we can support each other, and we can be open. And when you're open, you can grow.
Absolutely. When you're open and you're real and you're authentic, you can grow and just beyond your wildest, thoughts. It's really that safe space to go there that makes the change.
Yeah. And you create that space.
I do. I intentionally craft that space so that we can feel safe to do the journey. Yeah.
And, not long into it, I thought, actually, I think on week 1, session 1, I thought, wow, what an amazing group of women. And my mind went to, I'm lucky that it's fortunate that this is the group I've ended up in. But then, I quickly changed that train of thought and acknowledged that you probably attract all of that kind. I imagine each of the courses are filled with amazing women who have decided. All women are amazing. Some are less likely to show how amazing they are. And I just found myself in this group who wanted to bring all of their amazingness and felt comfortable to put it out there.
Absolutely. Like the alchemy of this group is special and potent and magical. And it's interesting, like I believe we're all drawn into that moment for whatever reason. Like there is magic when groups come together because there is the beautiful essences of each person that contribute to it, like to that space. And, you know, in other groups, it's different spaces. Still beautiful women, but it's different alchemy. Each group has their own magical alchemy, and that's the joy of it, you know? Yeah, the groups are divine. And you're right. The women that come to these programs are just beautiful women. They really are. It's like it attracts gorgeous, divine goddess women. Mm.
Yeah. And women who are ready to acknowledge and promote their inner goddess.
Totally.
To let their inner goddess to shine, to be the driving force.
Absolutely. To activate, claim their inner goddess, to hold their power for themselves. Yes. Yes. So if there was one big takeaway for you that you think, oh, what would it be for you? I know
Does it have to be one?
I know, I just said that. It can be more. But I think you've said a lot too, like the changes that you have undergone have been truly awe-inspiring. Like you have really changed your life.
I have. And
really
I think I need to acknowledge that like I said, I knew what had to happen. I'd noticed my monkey probably about almost 20 years ago. And I've learned a lot about, you know, that particular habit, influence in my life. And I haven't sort of intensively done programs. I've done some counselling around it. So I gained a fair bit of knowledge, but I didn't know how to make the changes I needed to make and still retain the qualities that I think are special in me and that are really, really important to me. And they are being a loving, caring person.
Yes.
So I really struggled with, how do I do this and not move away from the person I want to be? And I learned, you gave me the tools, you gave me the framework, you gave me a way of looking at it. You gave me a way of moving in the right direction, but taking me along with me, if that taking those qualities along with me. You also gave me a way to determine where I want my life to be. And I guess we've probably all got skills in that area, but we forget to use them. We forget to think about those things. And somehow it all just came together magically. You know, it was the framework I needed.
And you said yes to it. You said yes, all in, not fully knowing where we're going, what we're doing, this magical, mystical journey that we're going on, you know.
And Tosca, I'm an accountant. I like to know where I'm going and how it's all structured. And so that also was sort of against the, you know, the way I do things to a certain degree.
I understand. Yes. Yeah, it's a big journey of courage, a big journey of, just truly acknowledging you from where you were at the beginning, you know, very busy, family, like, to now, you know, part-time, doing more what you want, claiming your joy, your passions. It's quite remarkable, you know?
And in serving myself like that, I guess, or
Yeah.
honoring myself like that, I'm being a much better mother and a much better friend. And that's so important to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Funny, isn't it? You think you're serving other people well by being subservient, I guess, but you're not. It's when you have joy that you can bring more to your relationships.
Yeah. Yeah. So true. When you actually come back to yourself and nourish and love yourself, that's it. And we can give more. I know. It's a dichotomy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really interesting. Yeah.
And we talk about, or you've talked about going deep in the program and being brave, facing fear, being vulnerable. It didn't feel like, oh no, we're going deep now. It just happened. I certainly didn't feel, I didn't have to push myself to be brave because it was a very supportive environment and it was organic the way it flowed, the process flowed, and you found yourself in a position of, oh, I'm being brave now and I can do this.
Yeah. Even if I'm feeling a little bit uncertain, a little bit, but you go, I'm going to go there. Yeah. And facing fears is always scary stuff. Like, it takes courage. It really does take courage to look at yourself on those deep levels, to go, this is what I've been doing to myself,
Yes. Yeah. What's the sense in that? What have I got to lose?
You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain, but it's a fascinating deep descent before we come up again. Yeah.
And I guess that I didn't feel myself going along a deep descent, but it was when we came up again that I realized, well, yeah, so very well engineered, Tosca, very well facilitated.
Thank you.
I can't, it's amazing.
Thank you. And thank you for your words, and thank you for your energy and your 150% participation. And you've got family, you've got work. I really appreciate all that you gave. I really do.
Thank you. And I went into it thinking, how am I going to find 2.5 hours in the week? And, at the end, it was like, no, don't stop. that 2.5 hours was some of the best hours of my week.
Happy to hear that. Oh, how glorious. Thank you, Tracy. So if there was, oh, sorry, please.
Yeah. No, you go, Tosca.
I was going to say, if there's any sort of, if there's a woman that's listening to this and she goes, oh, I don't know if that's for me, I don't know if that's the type of thing that I want to do, what words would you share with her to ease the journey of, possibly this could be for me?
I think if a woman is taking the time to read deeper into, your Facebook page or wherever they've come across this, or follow up on a recommendation or listen to this live, I think they're open to it. I think they're ready. I think she's ready. Just shake off the doubts and the fears, and shake off those things that stop you from taking the step, either now or, if it needs to be in a few months' time. Just shake that off and trust. And if you're a person like me and you want to know the structure, maybe try not to go there. Just go on the journey and trust Tosca, and that the women who come into the group are going to be amazing and supportive, and that you'll come out of it with a support network that wasn't there before. If there's any men that not to participate because it is a goddess thing.
Yes, that's right.
If there's any men out there that are helping their goddess make the decision, encourage her. She can, she'll come out the other side as a brighter goddess than she's currently feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we change and we brighten and we ignite our goddess, our relationships change,
Yeah. Yeah.
They do. They deepen. They, create different new levels of discovery and connection and trust. So, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And like I said, a beautiful support network.
Yeah.
Is what you're left with. We all, I think, felt a bit sad that it was finishing, but it's not over.
No, it's not over. Once we're in the goddess community, we keep growing the goddess community and doing different things. So yes, you are here, which is awesome.
I guess I also wanted to say we had a discussion about this towards the end that, you talked about how people are a bit over Zoom meetings and we talked about, the difference between doing a course like this as a retreat as opposed to a weekly session. And I really found the bi-weekly session worked well. You could be in the comfort of your own home, but mostly during the week, you had time to reflect on things and really embed the thoughts and lessons into your week. And both ways are great. A retreat and to be in the physical company to have been in your company and with the goddesses would have been amazing.
Yes.
But so there's obviously big advantages and reasons to do it that way. But, don't, maybe to other women out there, the Zoom meetings can work really well. You can really get deep into this.
Thanks.
And take the time to bed it down.
Yeah.
Rather than moving on to the next subject.
Absolutely.
And you get to looking forward to seeing your goddesses in a few days' time.
Yeah. It's like connection. Yeah. And I know, some people have said to me, I don't want Zooms. I'm already online. I don't want to do that. And that's why I actually created Joyful Goddess Retreat, so that people could get away from their home, get away. Hello, little person.
My little boy's just come on. Sorry. Hello.
Good.
Okay, you go.
I love it. Yes, that's why I created, because some people love getting away out of the norm, away from everything, to actually deepen into their moment of connection and embodiment and all of that, where sometimes Zoom works for people. So it's trying to work out, not work out, what works for you and what your body needs, and what, both will have connections and goddesses. So it's just different. Yeah,
that's right. It's different.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, big goddess love to you. Thank you so much. We send the goddess love not only to ourselves, but to all the people we love and this beautiful world.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for taking your time on this lovely day.
Pleasure.
Oh, big love to you. Thanks so much, Tracy.
Bye now.
Bye.